Hey everyone, it's Wowous. We're here with a Hearthstone video, and today's a very exciting day. We've got the Rise of Shadows expansion coming live, and so we're gonna do some pack opening today. I Oh yes, it's ready to go. And I hope you're all excited for to take a look at what we get as we change over here in the year. Um, for me, I pre-purchased the 79.99 80 pack. Pre-order. You get a golden legendary with it. You get a hero with it. So I think that will be. Yeah, I already know this. Thank you for reminding me, though. Yes, 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 yes. We all know. Yep, bunch of Hall of Fame cards. Did a whole video on that if you're interested in that. It's a bunch of dust for me. Thank you very much. I'll be sure to use that. But let's get to the important part. Oh yes, we get our, of course, our Shadows Rise quest to do, so that'll be fun. But let's get right into it, opening up packs. We got 81 packs here. Maybe we'll purchase a few more with some gold. But let's jump right into it and see what we get. Alright. First pack. An epic already. Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. Server's a little slow, but that's to be expected on launch day. It's always exciting when a new expansion comes out. Just one rare in this pack. We pick up the Dimensional Ripper. So many packs. Oh, a golden common. Great. And we've got 2 crystal powers already. Well, we've got a lot of warrior cards thus far. That's great, except I don't typically play a warrior. But that's how these pack openings seem to go, don't you think? It should just be a short while. You get a legendary in the first 10 packs of any expansion, and then you get a legendary at least one out of every 40 packs, and that's the pity timer that you may have heard of. Basically, they guarantee that you'll get one at least every 40 packs, and sometimes it happens earlier. So we'll see how that goes. There we go, Dreamway Guardians. Oh, and there's our legendary. Yes. And Blastmaster Boom. He's actually, I think, one of the better legendaries for this expansion. And I mean, time will tell. It's always tough. This sort of what people think will be good in the meta before the start of playing with it is always different from what actually ends up being good. We've already got a second Dimensional Ripper. Maybe I'll end up playing Warrior this set of years because I'm off to a pretty good start with that. Magic Trick. It's always nice. I do love my mage. I wonder, I may have to look to see. I know I get a golden legendary. I wonder, I don't know if it's in the packs or if you get it separately or whatnot. But we'll kind of open these and see if we get a golden legendary and then take a quick look. No, another golden common. We got a third Dimensional Ripper in what, less than 10 packs. It's always exciting when you're already getting duplicates, just more dust, I guess. Oh, not a bad pack here with 2 rares and an epic. Arcane Fletcher, that'll be, let's see, whenever you play a 1-cost minion, draw a spell from your deck. So that could be interesting. A 4th Dimensional Ripper. Just what I love to see. First 10 packs, 4 Dimensional Rippers already. Classic Blizzard. What do we get in this pack? Call to Adventure. That seems like an interesting card. I don't know that it will see a ton of use, but plus 2/2 seems like it would be effective if you can combo it with something pretty good as your lowest cost minion. That would be great. But I'd have to think about that more. I don't know. I'm by no means some sort of amazing theory crafter. I'm more of a net deck type. That's a lot of what my videos are. If you haven't watched my videos before, I do a lot of reviews of decks on Hearthstone and other sites, mainly Hearthstone. But we definitely talk about that. We talk about cards, as more instructional videos, like things like cards will miss and stuff like that. So if you're interested in more kind of content about the game as a whole, that's definitely what my channel is all about. But we'll definitely get into some decks, I'm sure, early on here. We get 2 rares. Ah, another Dimensional Ripper. It's so good to know that we will have enough of those to last a lifetime. The real downside of opening so many of the same rare is you really get like a quarter of the dust for each one. And so, let's see, an Unseen Saboteur. Great. The more of the same that you open up, the more you're going to have to either craft or you have to keep opening packs to get more of them. The rares aren't particularly hard to get in these expansions, but I also want to save gold for the single player expansion that's coming out, and I'm sure that many of you are in the same boat as me, and that's why I ended up dropping some money on this. Is it's been a long time since the single player modes for gold for each wing have come out. It's been almost 2 years, so I'd rather keep my gold for those sorts of things, and hopefully there's some good stuff in with that, although I'm a little bit concerned that Blizzard seems to be getting cheaper and cheaper. Those adventures, when they first came out, were really awesome, right? And if you played at the time, especially the first couple, you got some really pivotal cards, both legendaries, epics, rares, and you were guaranteed to do them as long as you got to a second Arcane Fletcher, as long as you got through the wings, which wasn't particularly hard. There was a lot of tutorial videos and YouTube videos about how to beat things if you're getting tricked, or you were getting confused, or you just didn't know what to do. So it wasn't particularly hard, but I think, there was just a lot guaranteed, and you're spending essentially the same amount of gold. If they don't come up with something pretty good in these wings in terms of a reward, I don't know that people are gonna spend the gold on it. And I'll certainly spend the gold on it the first time around, but if it's not good, I'm not gonna save my gold for that. I'll spend my gold on packs. Oh, another golden common, great. And I just did a video the other day, and I can link to it in the description, about the cost of Hearthstone. And I think, you really see this of like, okay, I'm going to get probably 3 legendaries between all these packs. And that's after dropping more than, what you would spend on a typical PC game at release. A golden rare, it's just nice. And there's a lot of criticism of that right now, and Hearthstone sales are down year over year. That a lot of what the data is kind of indicating is that people just aren't spending the money on the game anymore, and I can see why. It's a little bit of a frustrating experience when you go through this many packs. I think, and I talked about in the video, they need to do something about the cost, whether it's discounting the cards in their second year, which I think would actually be a really great way to kind of do to keep people invested in the game, especially if you take some time off or whatnot. Is maybe drop those packs to 50 or do 2 packs for 100 or some sort of deal. But it makes it very hard to stay invested in this game when you basically have to spend all of your gold or real money every single time an expansion comes out, and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere with it. And can definitely understand the frustration around that. Oh, another golden rare. Unleash the Beast, twin spell, summon a 5/5 with Rush. That actually could be a pretty good card, especially because Hunter is pretty dominant, and we'll see if that dominance continues, but I don't see any reason it won't thus far. And the power level, remember, goes down each expansion at the beginning of the year because of those expansions rotating out. So these cards are more powerful than they will be at the end of the year right now. And so the first expansion each calendar year is technically more valuable for 2 reasons. Because it's higher power when it comes out, and second, you have to think about that you get to use it longer. So I can use this expansion for 2 full years, where if you buy and put your money down on the expansion, whatever expansion comes out in December at the end of the year, you can only use it for like a year and 4 months before. Oh, and we get our second legendary here, so let's see who we pick up. Barista Lynchum. So Battlecry, add a copy of each other Battlecry minion, each of your other Battlecry minions to your hand. So I think could be good. You can think about what those combos would be, right? And so it's all going to come down to like what the really good. Oh, with 2 packs in a row with legendaries. That's awesome. This is a really nice pack. A rare, an epic, and a legendary. Let's see who we get. Scargill. Going to be great for obviously any sort of Murloc deck. Let's keep powering through here. I didn't realize there was another Kirin Tor card this expansion. That's neat. 2 rares. Mass Resurrection. I haven't played Priest in a while. I mentioned this in one of my other videos. I really got priced out of Priest in the last year because I didn't get a lot of like Priest legendaries, and it's easier to stay in a couple of classes in this game. And for me, those were, Paladin obviously was super powerful at the last expansion. This is a nice 3 rares. So, Paladin was an obvious choice, especially Odd Paladin. Mage, I play almost extensively. Hunter is cheap and easy to play, so there was really no reason. I crafted, Deathstalker Rexar right when it came out, and it was just like one of those cards that you could play that whole 2 years, essentially. But those are really kind of my main decks. And I played a lot of Warlock, more than I ever had, because of Discard Warlock, and I had a lot of fun with that deck. And I got about 100 wins, and I never really played Warlock because I never really had the cards to play Zoo early on. But these last couple of expansions, I just picked up the right cards. And like you saw, at the beginning of this, I picked up a lot of those warrior cards, and when you draw a lot of warrior cards like that, sometimes it just makes sense to build those decks and play with them if you get the cards that you need, especially the high cost cards like the legendaries and the epics. Another epic. I think we already had a Darkest Hour. Oh, another golden. We already have a golden common of Crystal Power. That's our second, so we can play with 2 of them now. Hecklebutt. Not a huge Druid player, but we'll see. I've never really, for me, and I played Shaman a little bit last year, but I never really played Druid. Rogue, I only really played when Quest Rogue was big, because it was just so easy. And I've never really been a huge Warlock person. And I think in terms of wins, I think Shaman may be my third least. Druid is definitely my least. I almost never play Druid. Rogue is probably my second, and then Shaman is probably my third least played. Maybe Warrior 2 is right there. And then, I play all the other classes pretty much extensively. I've Golden Hunter, I'm Golden Mage, I'm pretty close to Golden Priest. I played Priest almost exclusively when I first started playing, so I got a lot of wins with it, but then I really dropped off on playing it because it really wasn't that good, and the versions of it that were good over the last year were very, very high cost. It was all like big mage, dragon, big priest, or dragon priest, and there were just cards I didn't have, and I didn't want to spend my dust to craft when I had other decks that I was playing and more interested in. Another Master Resurrection, that's an extra. We just need like another legendary pretty soon, because we're in our last 30 packs, so if we want one soon, then we might get another one, and we've already got 3 legendaries, so we've already kind of met our quota, but we will definitely get another one before we end opening these packs. And then I have to decide if I want to spend any extra gold, maybe just a couple packs of gold, given that this is already 81. I gotta figure out what's going on with that golden legendary that you gave at the pre-order. Maybe I just missed it when I was clicking through everything. Oops, that's an epic. Another dimensional ripper. Perfect. Forbidden Words, golden, that's nice. Alright. 3 rares again. Another dimensional ripper. I think that's like 8 maybe? We're getting up there on the dimensional rippers. Oh, perfect. Another golden common. Come on, where's my legendary? 20 packs left. There's a legendary. Let's see who we grab. So I'm Queen Hagatha. And a 5/5 hard your hand. Teach it 2 shaman spells. It seemed like when that was first announced that it was going to be really, really good. But I actually haven't looked at the shaman cards that closely for this expansion. So that's something I'll have to look at. But I think it will be good. The horror, sort of the way that it plays seems like it would be pretty neat. And so we would need to buy probably another 20 packs to guarantee a legendary. So I don't know that I'm going to buy that many packs. I want to save up, again, my gold for the single player mode. See if we luck out and get another legendary anytime soon. Heck of the scheme. I'm curious what cards you all are excited for, which legendaries maybe you were hoping to open in your packs. Definitely leave a comment below with which legendary, or maybe if there's an epic or some rares that you think are going to be, the cards to have this expansion. I'm curious what other folks are thinking. We'll definitely see. Usually the first couple of weeks, it's very difficult, especially if you're somebody that net decks, right? Like, ooh, another golden rare. It's very hard to gauge what you should actually craft. So my recommendation is, if you don't have a lot of dust, or maybe you just got a lot of dust because of the Hall of Fame cards, save up your dust. Don't net deck like the first week or two. You want to wait to see how the meta plays out. I always recommend HS Replay. That shows you all the data about the cards. So it'll show you what cards are getting played the most, what cards are winning the most. It will be very uneven the first couple of days as people figure out how to play against certain deck types. And then you got to worry about, is Blizzard going to nerf anything? If anything's way too powerful right off the bat, Blizzard could come in and nerf it. Then they don't do it all the time, and usually they give you a full refund if they do. But there have been times that they've done weird stuff and said, oh, that's not really a nerf, and then kind of screwed everybody over. And that happened last year, the beginning of last year. So just be careful about choosing to craft anything until you really know what those must-have cards are. And obviously, usually you want to look at whatever the neutral or the non-class specific, so the neutral legendaries are that are most powerful. Think about cards in the last expansions of like the Lich King or Ziliax. Those are cards that get played all the time, and you can use a ton of decks. So especially if you're starting out, or if you're you don't have a lot of extra money and you don't have a lot of extra dust, those legendaries are going to be super useful. Or stick to 1 or 2 classes, just so that you can build up as many of those decks as you can. And again, you can use those for 2 years at this point, for the next 2 years. So this first expansion gives you the most wiggle room, but you want to make sure that you're picking effective cards to use your dust on. And remember, you don't have to spend all your dust. I always keep kind of a store of at least like 1 legendary's worth of dust at any given time, just in case something happens, or the next expansion comes out and I have a legendary I have to have. you really want to make sure that you have enough dust to do what you want to do. And the Hall of Fame only happens once a year, so you want to save up some dust for that to be able to create those cards, and then you can dust the gold ones if you want more dust back, or you can dust the regular ones if you want to just keep the golden ones, or you can dust all of them. I did a whole video about that as well that you can check out. So no legendary here. Alright, so let's go back, see what we got going on in our collection. Let's dust all of our extra stuff first. So we get 1600, so just enough for another legendary there. Let's look at new. I think I want to look at new golden. Where's my golden legendaries at? Oh, here we go. Commander Risa. So our secrets trigger twice, and that's our golden legendary that we picked up as the free well, not the free, but as the pre-order bonus, which again is nice. I do play Paladin. I haven't. I could see this being effective. It's going to be tough to keep Commander Risa alive, I think. Because 4/3, 3 is not too bad, but it's also like I feel like it's going to be pretty easy to kill. So I think it's going to be hard to keep this alive. And remember that with secrets, it has to happen on your opponent's turn, so you have to keep her alive and not have them have any way to kind of kill her. Which sometimes you can work around that with some of your secrets if you have, depending on which secret you use, you can sometimes block spells, you can sometimes block attacks, things like that. So you just have to be really thoughtful about that. Let's just take a quick look at which. Oops, it's legendary. Helps if I can spell legendary. We'll go to just Rise of the Shadows. So we got Commander Risa, we got Scargill, we got actually both here, the Shaman ones, Hagatha, Blastmaster, Boom, and then 2 of the neutrals, which I'm actually happy with in terms of that. And Vargroth was, I think, the free card that they gave out to everyone, so everyone has that. He's probably the worst of the legendaries that I picked up. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Let's open up maybe. Let's see how much gold I have. 64. Let's do 4 more packs. And if you didn't know this too, you can change the number of packs that you want to open by double clicking and saying 4 packs, and then it'll let you buy 4 packs with gold. So we'll just open those 4. Oh, and there's a bundle too. Let's take a quick look at that. What's in here? Limited time bundle. For limited time, oh, that's not a particularly great bundle. 9 packs, $9 an arena ticket. And nobody wants to buy that, Blizzard. If they did 20 packs for $9.99 in a arena pack, I'd buy that, but I'm not paying $1 per pack for that plus an arena pack and nothing else. That's not very value. I know we're so close to our pity timer. We're within probably 15 or less, but I'm just not feeling it. I don't feel like we're going to end up with a legendary here, but it was worth a shot. Alright, well that's it for me for this. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do like Hearthstone, you like Hearthstone deck reviews, or you're interested in other games, we do some other games. I'll be actually launching, I think, a new series in the near future with some additional games. Definitely check out my channel. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure we're going to have some deck reviews coming out real soon with this new expansion. So definitely check it out and come back soon. Thanks.